add to stream. Get funky with it. Yeah. Roberto Blake is here. God is great. Roberto Blake is here. God is great. Roberto Blake is here. Urena Brew was here early. Turbo Chad, Shade, RN. Come inside, come inside, come inside. Look at these thick ass graphics. And get funky with that music. You should be able to hear the music and me. Tell me if the sound is okay. Let's make sure the sound's okay. We got a great guest coming in 15 minutes. That's it. Yeah, dude. Say, I love the Buddha. Say, God is great. I know, this is such a good track from YouTube. They just give you these tracks. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, get funky. Illa G is here. Illa G, what up? Ah, Roberto Blake is coming to Florida. We're coming to Podfest. All will be together in Podfest. The boss is coming too. Neil says hello, yeah. What's up? Happy brother. Tell me, brother. Tell me, brother. How are you, brother? How you doing, man? What's up, everybody? We got a great show today. We got Demi from The Rock coming in 15 minutes. But in the meantime, I did want to do some ashram announcements. I just want to talk to you guys about a couple of things. You know what we got to do? We got to do live streams and live shows. Live shows and live streams. And this Saturday, I'm doing Comedy Bar. Check this out. Let me share this with you. Let me share the screen there with you. Why don't we just look at Babaji's Instagram? Of course, do your karmas. Some of y'all didn't do your karmas. You don't know that I have the, you know what I'm saying? But this is Fade to Brown, my Instagram. So Saturday, I'm doing this show. Gonna be sick at the Comedy Bar in Toronto. Did y'all watch this video? Fucking killing it. Who disrupts my meditation? This video is killing it. Watch it. Who disrupts my meditation? A package has manifested from Amazon. What could be inside? Is it the book written by our last guest or my used panty subscription? Only on the... Yes, very good. Can everyone hear me okay and the sound okay? Turbo says I did my karmas. Make sure everyone does their karmas and hit the like, hit the subscribe, tell your friends. God is great. Listen, did you... That's our new slogan. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tell your friends. God is great. Well, you got to do... Honestly, we are the only YouTube channel that has even a right to say, hit the bell. Who else has the right? It's not even in their culture to hit a bell. This is our culture from the beginning, okay? We're not just coming in the game saying, oh, hit the bell, like some psycho trying to sell their YouTube channel. No. This is real PSA. If you join my Instagram, you can get good PSAs like this, where I'm basically saying, like, listen, if you're going to go to the temple, wear some good-ass socks, okay? Public service announcement. Look at these socks. They're so cute. They have puppies on them. This is our guest who's going to be on it soon. Also, May 5th, I'm doing a show with her. Oh, and speaking of upcoming live streams. Let's go back to that. Pause it there. God is great. Or you know what? Let me share it over here. I have it over here. I have it ready. Don't worry. Babaji has everything ready. Don't worry. The dark side. No. Window. It is a window. Here we go. I've been telling you guys, make sure you sign up for Scam Rehab, right? I mean, Cult Rehab. It's not Scam Rehab. No. What we have learned for this ashram to continue, what we have learned, because really the way to operate in life is it should be a non-doing, meaning like you have to let the universe tell you what is right. And basically, yeah, doing cult rehab, because I remember even last year I was telling Steven, I'm like, we got to be an anti-cult cult. And he was laughing. He loved it. He was laughing. And I'm like, no, we have to be an anti-cult cult. I was telling you last year, the ACC anti-cult cult. That's what because most temples, they have, most temples, they have they actually have a community center and then they have the ashram. So obviously our second build out of this is going to be the ACC, the anti-cult cult. This is what has come to me from the Buddha, has told me you have to do more of these cult. The Buddha came to me and said, "You're doing great work, Amish. You're saving lives. You're helping the culture. You're helping the community." And then he was kind of like, ghost stories? Listen, this week's ghost stories are banger too. Real quick, let me show you. Like the ghost stories are pretty tight this week, I gotta say. But I do honestly feel with the reaction that we got from Natalie Grand's show, and Natalie Grand was an incredible guest, and she's been helping us promote. And look at what she sent to me. Look at what she sent. Look at how lovingly she sent something to me. And I'm going to read it for you guys because I put the sign up sheet up for Cult Rehab so anyone can start calling in. That's what I want. I want to be. This is the Church of Loving Kindness, the digital ashram of unconditional love and loving kindness. And this is where if you're ever in a cult or if you're abused by someone, you can come here. It has to be an open. Yes, of course. Come here, talk about it. It's all the Amish show now. It's Cult Rehab. I think Cult Rehab, I think, is going to be great. Killa G, have respect. Okay, just cool it. It's fine. Thank you. Yeah, Natalie was awesome. No, Natalie Grand was awesome. She's coming back. Speaking of announcements, live shows, and live streams, Natalie Grand is coming back. Get the calendars out. Get the pen and paper ready. Put it in the calendar. May 15th, 6 p.m. She's coming back. She's booked. Okay, so that's going to be a great episode. This Sunday we got International Ghost Stories. And then tomorrow at 1 p.m., we're going to do the unboxing of Cult Girls. So yeah, May 15th, we have Natalie Grand coming back. And right now, I'm currently chatting and texting with like 4 other cult survivors. And the stories are banging. Right? And so tomorrow we're going to do the unboxing. I hope it's Natalie's book. I don't know. I hope it's Natalie's book, Cult Girls, but you got to tune in tomorrow to find out. Nobody knows what it's going to be. Nobody knows. So tomorrow, 1 p.m., we're going to do that. Sunday, like I said, we're doing ghost stories, and that's going to, we got 3 ripper guests on ghost stories. And then my boy Sai Kit, comic in Toronto, but he did. So remember he called into ghost stories. If you all did your homework, he did ghost stories the first time. He came in at the end, but it was like so late. I was tired. I was like, just bring it to the next one. This guy, Sai Kit, is honestly like, he's getting good at comedy. But he's the kind of guy that if you put him on a podcast, it's gold is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, let me tell you, he's just so silly. You're just going to be like, you're going to say, Babaji, where did you find such silly characters? Like, it's almost like a character in a TV show. We might have to make him a regular. Psyche, he's amazing. Like the guy just, because there's a couple of things. First, the accent's cute. Thick accent. It's cute. Sorry, we're not allowed to do it. Let him come on and do it. The other thing is his stories are always so silly. And then he always relates his stories back to how Asian men are under attack. So that's going to be extra theories. And you know, I like these theories. And that brings me back to our incredible guest, Natalie Grand, who is helping me find more cult survivors to come on the show to do call-ins. So I was telling her, we have a link now. It's, let me grab that link. It's up here. It is. Oh, I didn't put it here. It's bit.ly/cult rehab. It's in the Instagram. It's bit.ly/cult rehab. I'll grab it in a second. But check this out. She's already texted me. She says, my friend, I cut out the name. My friend is filling out the form. She's hilarious, cute, not married, white girl raised a J-dub. Dates only minorities. God is great. She's my friend. She can comment on pics. I'm going to send you two. Whatever you decide, she's an activist on Reddit. God is great. Do you see what happens when you flow with the Tao? Do you see what happens when you say, not my will, but God's will be done? Let the Tao flow in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what the algorithm is. The YouTube algorithm, it's basically, that is the Tao. It represents all of you. All of you are coming in behind it, giving it your energy, giving it your love, watching what's tight. And then slowly in algorithm, it rises. And that's the system. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that Natalie came on, all these comments, like I said, the Buddha came to me and said, this cult rehab, Amish, do it and go all the way with it. It rips, dude. Walker says, praise God. Praise God, brother. And that's it. What else is there? I mean, like, you know, I've talked about this on the show. And by the way, I want to do a public forgiveness for Internet AJ. real quick before we bring our guest on. Our guest should be ready any second now, but I do want to do a quick public forgiveness on internet AJ. If we can switch topics real quick before we bring on our guest, because I saw this video someone made and I was like, bro, what a ripper. Like some guy just roasted him hard. And it made me sad. It made me first offended because I remember I initially gave Internet AJ a shout out. I think his channel is incredible, first of all. Right? Thumbnails are tight. CoffeeZilla is a snob about thumbnails. I think he dissed the thumbnails. I don't know if he dissed them, but he's generally snobby about thumbnails. He's just like has this weird standard. It's like, bro, we're on YouTube. But he has this weird standard where some people, he goes, that thumbnail took it too far. Sometimes, Amish, the clickbait is not clickbait. It has to be done ethically. Like, it's like, hey, I feel like I was trying to tell him, like, one day you're going to look back on your strict thumbnail stance and you're going to be like, oh, yeah, the whole thing's YouTube. Like, honestly, just rip. He was, but these thumbnails are great. I mean, well, here we go. Rise and Fall of Burger Planet. Great. No, honestly, sick channel, man. And he's got the Lana Rhodes one. I got to watch that. Great channel, but I saw this roast. I won't even play the guy because the guy's so mean. It hurt my feelings. Even for being a guy who was like, yo, sick channel to Internet AJ. It hurt my feelings, honestly. Like, I was just like, come on, man. It's not that bad. Like, the guy was roasting him on some of the roasts were like good jokes, but then a lot of the roasts were like, come on, dude. Like, we're all doing our best. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't even want to say the guy's name. But what I did want to say is that one of the things that he was calling out Internet AJ for is he was saying that Internet AJ apparently started a side TV show on Twitch, but the whole thing was a scheme to get laid. And I don't know. I couldn't tell from the video. I don't know if y'all know about this, if this is like, if this is just like weird internet drama, but like, no, it's a great channel, man. This channel's sick and he's got good lighting. But the guy was accusing Internet AJ of creating some side Twitch TV show to like get laid. Which on the one hand, I just want to say, and I've said this before, our South Asian brothers are being discriminated against heavily in the online dating community. We've talked about it here on the channel several times. We've talked about it. The South Asian male community is being discriminated against. South Asian females, I think, are being elevated. They're seen as more beautiful and more, you know what I mean? And I think white guys are going after Asian girls thinking like, oh, their parents brainwashed them to be nice to me. You know what I mean? You know, so they're kind of like, oh, their parents brainwashed them to be like super submissive and nice to me. So I'll just marry a brown girl. I feel like they're getting that Asian love. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like the South Asian men, I've said this before, I don't think we're getting that love in the community. So I just want to do a public forgiveness for Internet AJ. And hey, man, if you want to come on the show, this is a church of loving kindness. This is a church of, we have unconditional forgiveness here. So this is where, honestly, imagine this becomes a hotspot for people doing not only cult rehab, but I want to do we got to do more cult rehabs because that ripped. Public forgiveness, that's going to be another show that we're going to do here. Public forgiveness, I think, is going to rip because people are going to call in and be like, I mean, imagine someone calls in and says, hey, I killed a guy. I'd be like, holy shit, I don't know if I'm allowed. But technically, I do have the certification to give that unconditional forgiveness. You know, I'm trained with Buddhism. It's unconditional loving kindness. I have to. So Internet AJ, if you want to come on, I'd love to talk about it. I don't know. That's kind of a nasty accusation to make, that he was just making a side TV show to get laid. It was like a singles dating show. And maybe he messaged them. But listen, we'd love to, if you want to have like a little Oprah talk show over here, we'd love to use the platform to elevate your story, let the people know what happened, dude. That's okay. That's fucked up drama, man. And it hurts me that, you know, that young men in our community are, you know, you try out a show, and they you know, because I didn't see proof of that in the video. He just made the accusation, and I was like, come on, bro. Show the receipts. You make a hard accusation like that. Come on, show receipts. Show me a message that, you know, someone got. I didn't see it. I don't know. But anyway, we got an incredible guest today. I'm doing her stand-up comedy show May 5th. She's absolutely hilarious. All the way from Croatia in Canada, ripping comedy, producing like pretty banger shows downtown that like people are, the last two shows of hers I went to, they were packed. And all girls. Not that matters. Not that that's why you should go because the comedy's tight, the show's tight. It's like a party because that many people, you bring them in, God is great. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna rip after. So yeah, let's bring her on the stream. Everyone give it up and make some noise for Demi Ellis. Demi from The Rock. What's up, homie? How you doing?
Hello. Hi, Amish. It's so nice to see you.
I know, right?
Yeah. At first, you looked like Marito Lopez. I think
Oh
it's your
God.
outfit today. It's
Oh
just
my
the
God.
outfit.
Don't tell Marita Lopez is a great comic from Toronto. Don't tell him that though. He gets mad at me sometimes. He's like,
Okay.
bro, are you stealing my shit? And I'm like, no, dude.
No.
I'm just bald and brown too. What? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I guess but it just happens. I don't know. I'm not like watching the guy, but it's actually like, it's almost like a shout out. Like we will go to a place and we'll just be having two things that are so similar. And he's like, come on, man. What are you doing? Like he gets so mad, but what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? I love the guy. He's so funny.
He is
Um,
very funny.
Kills it. Thanks for coming, yo. How's it going?
Thank you for having me. This is really nice, and I'm very excited to talk to you about culture shock. How old were you when you moved to Canada?
Oh, I was born here, but then they took me to India. I got culture shock in India.
Okay, so tell me your story about your immigration all over the world.
I'll tell you. My story is just like that of the Buddha, actually. Because the Buddha basically was born as like a prince, as a rich prince, never
Mm-hmm.
saw any suffering, and then the one time he left the place, whatever, he was like, he saw someone dying, he saw like someone suffering, like someone was injured, someone was like old, and he's like, what is that? His dad was just keeping him in the castle. He's doing gangbangs, essentially. Like that's honestly, they even say it. Like he's just doing group sex, best food. His parents were like, just don't let him see the outside world. Keep him here, whatever. So of course he's like, I want to leave this life and reach enlightenment. So he like abandons everything and leaves because once he sees the suffering, he's like, it's too much. So when I was like 5, my parents took me to India, and I just saw pork. Like the first restaurant we went to, there was like a 12-year-old kid serving us, and I'm like, this is unacceptable. Mom, why isn't he in school? This is not acceptable. I was like so mad, but then I was like, you had to learn from it, I guess. Yeah.
You always learn.
Yeah, hard poverty, man. I saw so much. When they first took me, they were like, we need you to see the whole world. So you don't just end up soft and like only thinking that it's Canada. We got to show you like how tough it is, whatever. That was kind of their attitude. And yeah, it was great. I think it was great, but it was just shocking, man. I came back, I told people, they're like, I think you should call the police. Like, because we're in like grade 2. So we're just like, I was telling people, they're like, that's impossible, Amish, because people would call the police. And I'm like, we're in India. Nobody cares.
At least you didn't call for manager.
I know, right? The manager was like, yeah. I made my mom leave a tip though. And then we gave the tip and the manager like laughed at us. He's like, pussies. Oh, you're sad that he's a kid? Get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
tell me.
how long have you been living in Canada for now, for like steadily?
Oh, whole life. I've been just here pretty much. Yeah. I'm
Mm-hmm.
basically white. Or like
But your
I'm
family's
still
from
Canadian.
Saudi Arabia.
No, India.
From
Gujarat.
India. From India.
Yeah. Oh, you thought I had a Saudi look? Maybe it's the beard.
Yeah, and this Shaban confused me. Your little logo.
Oh yeah, the turban and everything. Listen, it's all.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought, but now I see it can be Indian too.
We are all one at the end of the day. I mean, what are these borders? That culture goes right across to really Palestine. I'd say that's all brown. You know what I'm saying? Like similar culture, similar religion, and then the turbans.
Speaking of Palestine, oh my God. So
Tell me.
last night I met this guy from Palestine at the comedy bar. Actually,
Sick.
across the street is the guy who owns shawarma place.
Amazing.
Across the comedy bar. And since Culture Shock is next week on 5th, and it's a comedy show that features immigrant comedians telling their funniest culture shock stories.
Amazing.
And immigrants come to this show, and immigrants want food. So people are always upset after my shows how comedy bar has no kitchen,
Yeah, their kitchen never opened again after COVID.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, make sure you buy your tickets. Come to Comedy Bar because we have to support the culture, people. They're rebuilding back.
And it's really nice because we cover the whole world with the show, or I'm at least trying to every time. And then people from each culture come to support their own country, I guess.
Amazing.
But this guy and I will try to create culture shock shawarma, like a culture shock shawarma special, and then people will be able to pick it up before or after show, because comedy bar allows you to bring food with you, you know, because
Okay, that's good. So order repeat. You know what? Now you definitely got to come because you can get drinks there. You watch the show, and then you're saving money on the food because when you have to buy food from a restaurant, it's like $20.
yeah, this will be a shawarma special. I mean, we made this deal at 2 a.m. last night, so I'm not sure it's going to be 100% happening, but I'm convinced.
Yeah. Urena Bruce says, speaking of Palestine, oh boy, here it comes. That's what I was thinking too. I thought you were going to be like, speaking of Palestine, I think that Israel is doing, I thought it was going to come, but I was like, no, this is just a very positive story about your show. And so what's in these culture shock? You putting in, I'll tell you, you know, it would be gross if you put in jalebis or something. Like, what are you going to put in them? Like jalebis are like these Indian sweets. I hate them, but a lot of people love them. And there's like a big song about it right now. Like, what's the culture shock? They're going to bite in and be like, oh my God, it's.
So you said that you would like to talk today about the culture shocks, about, for example, of me coming to Canada. First thing, the biggest culture shock for me was, of course, the multicultural situation of Canada, of Toronto.
Okay.
It was really, really strange for me because I come from Croatia, and there everyone is white. So we had a few, you know, black soccer players that came from Africa and are playing on our teams. And some of them found Croatian wives, and they have these babies that are half black, half white Croatian babies. So it's changing, but apparently due to some research, Balkan, where I'm coming from, is the whitest place in the world.
Wow.
The whitest place, because the immigrants don't want to come to us. They just go through our country.
Right. So you came here and you're like, multiculturalism? What the hell is this?
Yeah, it was really strange for me, and I was very ignorant, you know, but it was nothing of it was, you know, from an evil, bad place, because all I knew about other cultures was from Hollywood, because I would watch, we have American films there, and, you know, later internet and stuff, so I was exposed to whatever TV tells me about Black people, about Asian people, Indian. For example, I'd never seen a brown person in person before I moved to Canada. Never in my whole life. I traveled a little bit around Europe, but you know, all those, like, I was in France, in Italy, and all of those, like, in Austria. So I never seen brown people. My impression of brown people was the guy from The Big Bang Theory. Him.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was a kid, I would watch those beauty pageants, and Indian girls would always be in top 3. So it was like a beauty and this guy from the Big Bang Theory. That was my.
So in your version of shadeism, it's like the more shade you. So do you? Because in India, it's like the whiter you are, the more high class or rich. That's kind of like how shadeism works. I'd say over there. But then where you're from, is your shadeism like, ooh, this guy has a tan, he must be a millionaire or something like that?
So I always like to say in Croatia, we don't have shades in a way. Like, we are not racist. We are placist. We judge each other by place you're coming from. So there are different regions in Croatia and in the whole Balkan, and you can sometimes recognize the accent.
Yeah.
Or people like to dress to look richer, but that is also not. That is never, you know, you can't trust in that completely, because some people just put on a show, you know, but they're actually really not doing well.
Yeah.
That was really actually one of the things in Canada, the culture shock, that here people in Canada, more money they have, more underdressed they are. Like, there are guys walking around in sweatpants and Birkenstocks having islands up north. Like, those kinds of things.
I tell my parents, like, when I would wear silver, or even with my car, like, but I remember I wore a silver ring in high school, and they were like, wear gold, you look like poor. You look like a poor people. Like they were like wear gold. We're like, but over here it's like gold is kind of tacky. We wouldn't wear gold, you know. Same with like Saudis apparently. Like they'll when diplomats from America go see the Saudi prince and stuff, he'll come in like a gold Mercedes, or like he'll show them like fake paintings or whatever on a yacht. And all these guys from America are like, hey, we just got to talk about this thing. Like he's just always trying to show off.
Yeah, I feel like more south and east you go from this part of the world, women have more makeup and the men have more gold on them.
Yeah. It's like you got to show off. I hate that. I remember I used to be an Uber driver in Toronto, and I would drop, so like on clubbing night, the brown guys, I dropped them on King Street where they'd have to wear like a suit. So Saturday night, this guy's wearing a suit and paying like thousands of dollars to party because he wants to show everyone like, oh, look how much money I have. Then I'd pick up white people, drop them at Ossington, and they'd be like ripped jeans, flip-flops. Like, what the fuck are we doing, people? Be secure about yourself, and then you don't have to show everyone how much money you have. It's ridiculous.
But for me, for example, so European women in general, but especially Eastern European women, we love to dress up. And for me, it's not, about the showing off, oh, look at my, I don't know, Gucci scrunchie. It's more like I feel more confident when I don't know, have my nice hair done, or like, of course, everyone has days when you don't look great. But it's just, I love fashion. It's really a big part of my life. And it's, I appreciate it more than I feel your typical Canadian women, like Rebecca from Ron's.
Wow, what a nice way to call Canadian people slobs, which we are. I think Saudis even come to Canada and they go, what is this? Everyone wearing Walmart. All poor people. Like Canada is so ghetto. But wait, did you call a specific comic out right there about how she dresses?
No, there is so I don't know if you've seen it on my Instagram. A few months ago, I started this sketch show, Balkan versus Canada. And I play 4 different characters.
Amazing.
Jelena from Croatia, from Serbia, from Bosnia, and Rebecca from Roncesvalles. They all live together. They are roomies, and it's this culture show. And I just do 1-minute clips. It's on my Instagram at Demi from the Rock. I'll put it on TikTok soon too. Yep. But this Rebecca from Ronci, so all of the European ones are always super done up, tons of makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
You see their one is blonde. This is the blonde one.
Which one do they do? The first one? You have this one? This one?
Yeah, this is a little promo I did for my show the other day. The comedy
Amazing. Oh, sorry.
There will be free weed. Since when are you smoking weed?
Hold on, let me try that again because I didn't play
We
the
are
sound.
going to comedy show tonight. Are you coming? There will be free weed.
Oh, can you do another clip? In this one, there is no Rebecca from Ronci. Can you?
Oh, wait, which one?
And go on this one, Canadian birthday customs.
Okay, amazing, thanks.
Okay, so
happy birthday, Jelena. I got something special for you. You forgot to put the money in. Excuse me? It's an empty. It's filled with the kindest. What does it say? Happy birthday, honey. I'm anything but honey. I really appreciate your friendship, and today, on your special day, I'm going to give you all the love I had. My birthday is coming up, and I'd rather have something from Zara. And I'd rather not read. I mean, I'm sorry, but...
This is the Canadian girl.
Yes, that's the Canadian girl. She's smoking weed, wait.
So funny. But I mean, she's just in a hoodie. I love her Toronto Raptors hoodie. And then the other 3 are just like Eastern European women. They're just like, it's like, hey, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm going to shopping. Like, it's like, hey, you're going to the mall, homie. What are you doing?
Whatever I want.
You guys are kind of rude. It took me like an hour to pick the best card for you. And you picked, I love you more than all the raccoons in Toronto. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm thrilled to be loved more than garbage animals. Why don't you post your birthday wishes on Instagram like a normal person? We are not that close. Happy.
That's great. A good sketch, yo. The money shit, I can't believe how many times I've been in front of people where they'll open a card, they'll see $50 and be like, that's it. cheap. They say no money, stupid. And you're like, what? Dude, you give out $100, $200. What's that?
That was also one of the culture shocks. So I got for my first birthday in Canada, I got so many cards from random people, like women I just met at work and stuff, with words like "I wish you all the best" and whatever Joe you can imagine, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, but I mean, the sentiments have gotten fake. That's the problem. I mean,
yeah, the sentiment is, and it kind of cute, you know, but still, like, and what am I supposed to do with all of those cards? Should I frame them? Should I, like, I don't know.
It's a waste of paper. It's a waste. It's kind of like when I go traveling with. I remember I traveled with all these guys one time to like a beach, and even girls that I go with, they always bring back like 20 souvenirs, and I'm like, this is just garbage in someone's house. They don't need it.
Yeah. And then,
give me the money. Give them money.
I was also saying Canadians love to give cards to everyone for everything, and then they complain about paper waste.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Why not do a video card? I think a video now is where it's at. You know, you almost like that would be like a truly special present. Because I remember for someone's wedding, I did a video, and my family still watches it. It's so goofy, and it was like they were so like it was just so silly and fun to have this experience together. Versus, I don't know, a card. What are you gonna write? Best wishes.
I love it. There's Jason saying, "I love raccoons."
Yeah, I know.
They are really cute. They are very cute. Raccoons.
Raccoons are cute. Yeah, it's crazy that she put raccoons on the thing.
It's a real card made in Toronto. There was another option. I love you more than all the squirrels in Toronto.
Oh wow. Okay, so this was a real card.
Real card. My sketches are writing themselves.
Yeah, no, God, I've said it before. God writes the best jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone gets $50, I have actually my nephews were telling me that like a cousin who's 10 years older than them, they gave him $200 on his birthday, and then he called and yelled at them. Like he called and said, "That's all you got? The fuck's wrong with you, idiots? $200? That's it? Hey, between two of you, $200. What the fuck are you doing? You know, you got to think higher in life. You got to give more." And he doesn't give them money ever.
He doesn't. Yeah, the ones that don't give anything expect the money. But
yeah.
Is it in your culture that, so I see you love to get money, but do you guys give gifts to each other? Because in the Balkans, that's the only way we show love, giving gifts to each other. There's no "I love you" or...
Yeah. It's like, why? There's no you guys do I love yous?
No.
Wow. That's very brown of you.
I'm saying only my skin is white, but my soul is all kinds of color.
Yeah, you're in spirit. The Croatians sound like brown people. Like you just sound like the money in the cards. It's just you're just never seen a brown person though. They say you don't even know it. You've never even seen it. You're like, they're just like us. Money in the card. Like who? Yeah, like most people in Canada would not be able to relate to you on a they'd say, "Well, you should be happy with what they gave you," and they're
it's such a nice sentiment. I took so much time to do that. It's like,
I do feel like our cultures move towards like meaningless materialism versus like, are we creating an experience together? So like you're saying that y'all give gifts. Are these thoughtful gifts? Because I'll tell you, the one gift that brown people do give each other is bottles of Johnny Walker. But bottles of Johnny Walker are almost like, you know, in prison they have cigarettes. With brown people, a full bottle of Johnny Walker is like currency. It's like, okay, well, I can use that as a gift. It's like they don't even want it. They don't drink it. But they know that, like, okay, on Christmas we have to give two people bottles, so then they'll take it as their gift, and it's like an exchange system. So, what kind of gifts are y'all giving? Because with our people, Gujarati, it's bottled Johnny Walker, not to drink. If you drank it, they'd say, "What are you doing?" Like they'd be like, "Why would you drink it? No, wasting me." But they give it to
fancy and expensive gifts, but it's mostly clothing. Clothing is the biggest.
Clothing, okay.
When I come home from Canada, my nieces and nephews, they're all just waiting. What did you bring?
Really?
And then say, "Oh, you just brought me 5 presents. Only 5. You've been gone for 12 months." I'm exaggerating, but you know. It's just really, but also it's not only that they expect me to bring gifts. Everyone, buys me gifts. So I got, last time I was in Croatia, I got 3 sets of pajamas. For every place I went to sleep with my sister, at my friend, at my other friend, everyone bought me new pajama.
That's
It's
very
like
practical.
a thoughtful gift, you know?
That's thoughtful because they're comfortable. And honestly, I kind of want a pair myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a pair. I probably won't buy them. I'll probably just try to get someone to sponsor us. Someone's actually sending me a free light. It's like this light that makes the whole room look like it's glowing. And someone on Instagram, they said they're going to send it. So we'll see when we get that. But I think I'm going to see if I could get a pajama brand on board because it would be cool to do the podcast.
Great.
Yeah,
I
in
want
pajamas.
one for the idea.
Yes. You will get it. We'll have to calculate the cut for you. It's we'll have to give you a cut on that.
Jason says again that he got $50 on birthday like 25 years ago. That was like $500 then. $50. That was somebody really generous gifting you.
Yeah. Back then $50 was legit. Now what are we looking at here? $150? What are you guys doing? What's the Croatian rate?
It's always in euros. We do euros. So it's like 100 euros is a standard for the wedding. If you're a wedding guest, you will give 100 euros. So I don't know and you will give 100 euros if somebody has a baby. What is the thing? People don't do it as much now, but before you put $100 under the pillow for the kid. 100 euros, like you put money under the pillow.
Wow, my parents did that instead of this tooth fairy shit. They were like, did you see under your? My parents used to do that too. Mm-hmm. You got a gift from God. God said you did good karma, so you get $50 or whatever. Yeah, no, they used to do that. But it's always been just money because we're almost so practical. Urena Bruce says, I trained my family not to expect nothing from me. So far, it's working great. Yeah, I honestly think that's where the culture should go. What do people think of that here? Like, I think I'm done with gifts, but you're saying you like them. Like I like them. Yeah, pajamas make sense. It is such a girl thing to do, and it's such a guy thing for me to be like, oh yeah, like guys are dumb like that too. Like we're too like we won't go to a festival. Like guys will complain, like, oh, I got to go to a festival with my girlfriend. It's like, you're just going to sit at home all day. Just go out. It'll be fun.
I actually have something to say about guys and gifts. You are not as thoughtful, at least in my experience. But my husband is always, what do you want? And unless I tell him what I want, I probably won't get anything.
Yeah.
But look at this. I want to show you. So I don't buy expensive gifts, but I always put thought in it. So the other day for Christmas, I made for my husband, he really loved these 2 pictures we took on the firework festival in Croatia. And look, I made it into so
that's a good gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, the girl, like honestly, girls have trained me over the years. Like when I was in my 20s, I was useless. I wouldn't want to do anything. I wouldn't want to go I'd just be like, let's have sex, let's eat. And then we'll have sex. And that's it. I was like, why do you always want to do shit? You don't have any money. Like I was like so cheap like that. But yeah, no, girls have taught me that. Like, no, you have to go out. It's like, because now what I'll do is I'll just it's like you're going for a walk, go to a festival, go hike, like you need to be social and outgoing and stuff like that. So the way you're doing it, it's just, I feel like it can't be materialistic. It's got to be shift to like, no, you got to think of something honest or no gifts.
Oh, no, actually, I will just give you this last example of thoughtful Croatian gift.
Wow.
I have this group of Croatian friends here in Canada. And when I started doing comedy in 2020, I was nominated for the best newcomer in Toronto.
Sick.
iHeart Joke Awards.
Nice.
I did not win. Jennifer Shank won. But it was they announced the winner right after around my birthday, and my friends bought me this.
So thoughtful.
I am for them the best.
They buy you a little award. I like that. That's very thoughtful.
I mean, I know I did not win, but it's just really thoughtful and cute, and my friends. I won my friends over.
Yeah, no, that is the real gift. That's a gift of true loving kindness. They love you and they they're like, hey, who cares about the iHeart Jokes Awards and whatever Jennifer Shig? In our eyes, you're the best comic. And that's beautiful. That's a good gift.
Yeah, that's always. And it keeps reminding me, my friends really have been very supportive of my comedy and they always come to my shows and stuff over the years. So it's nice to have this.
No, honestly, and like this is another issue with male comics. I feel like is that they're not social in life, so then their shows are always dead. So they're always like, okay, who's gonna come to the show? Like, they're you know, your family comes like 5 times, but if it's not like hype every time, like they're not gonna come back. Or if you're not like reaching out, hanging out with people, you know what I mean? But then, don't you feel like how much time? It seems like a lot of time though. Finding gifts for everyone. Like, what are we talking about here, time wise? Like, it's got to be hours spending time finding people gift, or are you just always like thinking about people? You're like, okay, I know they'll like that. Get a gift.
You always kind of know what people need, and it started in Croatia now too. I guess as we are getting older, at least with my friends and stuff, you kind of buy them, ask them what they want, and buy it to them. But you can always like, I don't know, when I got in Croatia, some of my friends bought me these Croatian sneakers that are handmade in Croatia. Like, it's always, I think it comes to you. I bought these leopard shoes for my friend in Croatia that I want to bring because they don't have that brand at home. I think it's not that you are, oh no, it's Yelena's birthday, I have to figure it out what to buy her. For birthday, you will ask, like, what do you want? But those little things, you see them and
yeah. You just have to genuinely be like, this is cool. Yeah, no, I feel like we've lost that here. But I feel like my dad also, just when I was growing up, he was so not participating in stuff. So like he just raised me from a kid to be like, no, anything social is stupid. Just do your work. But then it's like, what am I doing? Like I'm making a show. You know what I'm saying? So it's so weird. In my life, I'm like, there's no time for this. It's like I'm live streaming. It's ridiculous. Buying gifts is amazing too. It's a great way. It's a good networking thing too. Like it's so good for you to genuinely do. I remember this is when I knew I was like, I need to be more loving kindness with the culture. And like, this is where I started changing. Remember I was saying like before, I would just be like, okay, you eat and you have sex and that's my girlfriend. It's like, now it's like, no, we got to hang out. We have to have a date. You got to do the date. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, no, years ago, it was weird. In my 20s, I was like that. And then now I've transitioned. I try not to do that. So you're saying that this girl, this white girl, gave you a card, had raccoons on it. God is great. God writes best jokes. But what was her note? Was the note exactly in there? Like, what was her note? She wrote something in it.
The guy, a few years ago when I first came to Canada, or?
No, I'm talking about the card that was in your sketch.
Oh, the card in my sketch. It was written exactly what she read. What did she say? Happy birthday, honey. I wish you all the best. And today, on your special day, I'm going to give you all the love I have. That's actually, I was looking into ideas for what to write in the cards. It's also, there's a website where you can find what to write in the card.
What? That's okay. Is that where she got it? Wait. So are you saying that she wrote that or you wrote that?
I wrote it. I adjusted it a little bit so it can, flow with my other next line. But it's basically word to word. It's true. I'm really trying to be as authentic as possible when I do my sketches. I was looking, especially English is my second language, so it's better to find somebody else's words for this kind of situation,
Yeah. No, and also you want to keep your cover, right? Like the girl that you did this rip on, did she watch the sketch and say, hey, I didn't think you were going to insult me in your comedy when I gave you that.
I just said
that I'm going to give you all my love.
Laughing. She knows that I was so shocked that there was no money. And I thought for a year that she forgot to put the money, or how Canadian money is so plastic, so it can stick somewhere.
Oh, come on. She's like, oh, no, you know how the Canadian money is so slippery. It slipped out. I guess it slipped. I put 100 in there.
I thought everything is possible except her not putting money.
Oh, you thought that. You told you're just like, oh, it must be this Canadian money. It just slips out. It's like plastic.
But then I got another, next year, I got another card from her and it was again empty. And I'm like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah. No, that we don't do that. Honestly, I think it makes sense. It's like, why do we need to pretend? You know what I'm saying? So then what when we were talking about this even in our emails, what do they come here and talk shit about Canadians? What's the diss? I mean, the no money in the card is definitely a great one.
What do you mean?
Like my parents will just talk shit, or like uncles will be like, oh, these white people, paycheck to paycheck, no money, change their girlfriend all the time, lazy. Like they just talk shit like that. Like you guys do that, or like the mungie cake thing I was saying to you before on the email.
I don't. You said you will tell me about it. So what
Yeah,
is
mungie cake.
that?
I'll tell you what it is. It's so Italian immigrants, I guess, in an attempt to differentiate themselves, from, because when I see Italians, I just think like you're white, but I guess they want to differentiate themselves. So they used to call like American white people, Westerners, they would call them mungie cakes, and and what it means is like cake eater. It literally translates to cake eater, and what they're basically saying, which is kind of true, is like the bread is like this fake processed bread. It looks like cake. Real bread, Italian bread, is like crusty, and you break it and you can put it in oil and it tastes like, you know what I mean? Whereas they're like, what is this Wonder Bread? They're dissing it. And then they're calling people here like mungie cakes. That's what that means. I think it's like a really harsh insult. Is that offensive to anyone? I think it might be like the N-word, but for white people, but it's like, nobody cares. Maybe. I don't know how offensive it is. Does anyone care? Sometimes people are like, hey, well, you can't say mungie cake, but it was like, that was like their big insult or whatever. And yeah, but you guys don't have that? I guess it's been pretty nice.
No, but I feel like in my culture, insults are part of the love language.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. It seems very loving kindness. I mean, the fact that y'all are just making original gifts for people, or like doing such a thoughtful gift culture, but you're saying it's also very money too. So I don't know. Like, I guess there's both. Is it like older generation does money? New generation is like, come on, get the pajamas.
Yeah, it's different occasions, different gifts, So pajama is like, oh, you came to visit from Canada, I better give you pajamas so you sleep well in Croatia.
Right.
Money you will get for wedding, for baby shower, or when you have a baby, or for Croatia is Roman Catholic, so we have all those sacraments. Is that
right?
What you call it?
Sacraments, yeah.
Yeah, so you get money for each of those. That's why all the kids are becoming Roman Catholic in Croatia. Still, they bribe us.
Money.
Yeah, we get money. I mean, not from the church, but all of your family comes and everyone gives you at least 50 euros. So
yeah, Hindus, you touch the feet. Like the adults come in and they're like, bless me, but bless me. You're teaching, you're so wise. And then they give you money. But they do it touching the feet culture. It's a little intense. Even the Bollywood movie stars, they're like, Amitabh Bachchan is like the big star. When they see him, they touch his feet. I know, it's so respectful. It's actually kind of weird. It's like kind of dumb, I think. I don't know, but it's because it's like too much power. Like the guy could do anything,
We do touch feet of the Holy Mary and Jesus in church, and then you kiss and like rub it for good wishes and stuff. I remember doing that as a kid.
Wow, that's so cute. Yeah. No, I think in the West, it's kind of like you can't touch another person's feet, only God. And then Mary, you got to let them in. You got to let her in.
Yeah.
That's sick. So then how does this money work? So you go to a family event, and then on that day, do they come with envelopes, or is it just like, here you go, kid. Here you go.
Oh my God, I'm dying with you with this money thing. So you get it in the envelope, and then your parents collect it. And most often they even like open a little savings account for you. I remember even when I was a little kid in the wartime, I had this little like a booklet that says it was German marks. Then there was no euros yet, and then so you have all of that money. Or for example, my little niece had one of her sacraments recently. The one, how do you say when you eat Jesus?
The cracker, is that the sacrament? What's a sacrament?
Yeah, that's the sacrament. When you're around grade 3 in Croatia, you do that sacrament.
Right.
Oh my God, how is it called? I'll try to find it. But she just had that, and then she got tons of money, and she bought herself a guitar because she's starting guitar classes, and you invest that money into something.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's good. It's for the community. You know what I mean? You got to help the
Yeah.
kids. You got to like help the kids along. Yeah, I know some people that are still giving nephews and nieces like, "Here, I'll take a business loan." Like at 25, 30, brown guys, they'll just go. Like there's one uncle in our family. Everyone borrows money from him. Nobody pays him back,
It's like
including his own
Islam
kid.
Bank.
It's
No,
yeah,
no interest bank. No interest rate.
yeah. It's a no interest, no payback loan. Just take it.
Okay.
They come over. They're like, Amish, how come you haven't asked him for money? Everyone takes money from him. And my parents are like, come on, man. Because they want to look rich. So my parents are like, don't ask money. But everyone, my cousins ask for money. So many people ask for money. 80,000, 150,000. The businesses are doing well. Still don't pay it back. But that's how he even sees it like that. He's just like, well, just give it. My dad gave some guy $10,000 last time we went to India. Some guy was like, come on, uncle, I'm going to get a truck. I'll drive it. I'll pay you the money back. My dad.
Well,
Like,
can you connect me with your uncle? I have a little script I need to finance.
you know what I think happened? Honestly, my older cousin's a rapper, right? I think my cousin rapper, he tapped this guy for all that money, and I think he's kind of like, well, let's not do arts. I think he fully tapped him out. That's why I don't even want to. I feel bad. It's like,
Well,
how do you ask a guy for money? Yeah, no. Listen, hey, talk to him. He runs a Hindu temple too. Actually, you can talk to him. He'll be there. Honestly, he might give it to you. That's the wacky thing. He might give it to you. He's crazy. He gives everyone money, and then he comes over and he's like, nobody pays back. Can you believe it? I'm like, buddy, it's gone. Nobody pays money back. Why'd you give someone $20,000? It's like it's a huge issue in brown culture. I feel like there's so many people that they don't talk to each other anymore because like 10 years ago, like I lent him $15,000. He doesn't even say hi. And he made the money back. He got a new TV. He doesn't want to pay me back. Like, it's just like, don't give people money. You're crazy.
Since we are talking about money, what was really a big culture shock for me in Canada is split checks, split bills. We don't do that back home.
We don't do that either.
Like money on a pile, or if it's two people today, I pay, tomorrow you pay. But if it's
that's same. You guys are brown. In here, very brown. But sorry, continue. Sorry, I talked over you.
No. What did you say?
I was saying it's so brown. I 100% agree with you. And it's so awkward when people here are like, okay, we're splitting it or you pay. And then the 20% of the internet right now is men and women fighting about shit like this. Like, why are you making us pay for it? You fucking pay for dinner. If you're there's like all this fighting and it's so petty. And I'm just like, baby, I got it. Like, I'll just pay for it. I just feel like as a guy, I pay for the first, but no girl has ever been like, you're not going to pay for all of my dates. Like, I've never dated a girl. Like, I've never dated a brown girl who says that. And it is weird when I date girls here, they're kind of like, they're usually 50-50. Like I think girls who are like gold diggers, they see me and they're like, don't waste your time. But girls that I date, even white, like they're always like, wow, like you just don't care about money. And it's just like back and forth. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how they live like that. Like, can you imagine just splitting like 6 months into dating someone? It's like,
oh, I had a bite of your steak. Can you pay for a quarter of it?
That's so cheap.
And one more thing. Oh my God. How are you without a question mark? When I first came to Canada, I would respond to everyone when they ask me, how are you? Oh, not very well. Subway was broken again. It took me an hour to get here instead of 15 minutes. La, 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 la.
Hey. It's just a turn of phrase. We don't want to hear your whole story. Like, what do they do?
No, but it took a while to learn it. It took a while. Oh my God.
They're just like looking around like, wow, she complains a lot. And it's like, hey, you asked, okay?
Yeah, you asked me.
I mean, we should. I feel like Canada does a bunch of weird things like that where it's like polite, but it's not like honest in a sense. Like the cards almost. It's like, how are you? Like, yeah, maybe culturally, it's like, maybe we shouldn't ask. It does seem like people here feel like I don't want to bother someone. And I see it in like comics, how we market but I see it in like friend circles too. Like the way you guys are buying shit for each other and going out of your way to be like loving. It's like taught in Buddhism and in like loving kindness practice that you should see your friend circle and the people that you're around. You should be like thinking of ways to like kind of love bomb them a little bit and be like, hey, I got something for you. Or like, hey, you know what you think is going to be awesome? Like, let's check this out. Whereas I feel like here people are like, oh, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to bother them. Do you feel that? I feel like a lot of immigrants come here and they go Canadian, like it's cold blooded in the sense that like they're not rude.
Really,
But they're also...
I was saying the other day to one Polish lady I was talking to, I feel like Canadians, not all of course, but some Canadian typical ones, they have their heads so deep in the snow. It's like it's just they see themselves, their family, and maybe there's one other family they interact with on a daily basis,
Right.
which is also almost always a transaction, like their kids are same age and stuff like that. And then you see other people when it's Thanksgiving, Christmas and stuff. And it's just really that it's with Canadians, like I'm actually working on a new sketch now where a Canadian friend will tell you, oh my God, you're so beautiful, amazing. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you. I'm so sorry we haven't seen each other in 2 years, but you're beautiful. I love you. 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 While Balkan friend will just bang on your door every day and be like, bitch, fat ass, is the coffee ready?
Yeah. But then they got your back in a way too. You know what I'm saying? That's good.
Yeah, that you can count on them.
Like you could be like, hey, someone's talking shit about me on the internet. Let's go get it. And they'll be like, yes, I'm coming. Don't worry. Like, you know, whereas I do even that, like with Canadians, I do feel it's like almost rude to be like, can you believe this person's talking shit? I think a lot of Canadians would be like, well, I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, but it's also really different. What is their background? I have a Canadian friend, a really good friend of mine, Alexandra. She is a first-generation Canadian, but was raised by Greek immigrants. Both of her parents were adults when they came to Canada. Her grandma spoke only Greek and stuff like that. So it's really different. Even though she's white Canadian, she doesn't have that Rebecca from Ronsi vibe, you know?
Right. Okay, cool.
It's really different. And that's, I think, the beauty of Canada. There's so
Everyone's
many people, so many cultures. Of course, you accept everyone, but you can always pick and choose like who works for you, you know?
Exactly. Yo, so so the last thing we do need to talk about, because you quit Instagram for 2 days. As I post your
oh my God.
As I post your Instagram handle on the screen, you quit Instagram for 2 days. As you talk about, you know, promoting, like we're in a weird spot as comics. It's like I do my job there, but if I wasn't doing my job, I think you're stupid for being on it. What am I doing?
So time consuming
and unhealthy mental health wise, you know?
It really is unhealthy for mental health. And, you know, I try to put those timers, don't do it this long, don't do it. But it's still, you know, I told you within first hour of quitting Instagram, I went to find a photo on my phone, screenshot of something. And I ended up watching those videos iPhone creates, like memories, your trip to Greece, your Croatia 2020 or whatever. I'm like, am I really doing this? Can I like it?
It's crack.
It is like crack.
Yeah, it's basically crack. And like, look, we joke about that, but that's what all the documentaries are saying. And the crazy thing is, one thing that y'all girls have lucky here is you don't have porn too. But for guys, apparently porn is like destroying the young men's community. Like people are having permanent erectile dysfunction now. Apparently nobody's banging anymore, like young people, because the porn is so good. They're like, the guys are like, I got it. I'm good. So I actually saw a great clip on Joe Rogan of some guy talking about how like, if you're on Instagram, no booty hose. Clean up the booty hose. Keep comedy. You know what? And that's why I think it is good to talk about the channel, because your channel is like, it's comedy. It's like laughter, uplifting, joyful. It's great.
Thank you. But sometimes what really gets me on Instagram, I am a bit of a perfectionist. And then if I see, for example, here that there are some colors not matching my scheme on the grid, I'm like, Which is psychotic. Like, what is wrong with you, man?
I mean, I do think, like, as much as I was saying, like, I don't like tacky, like wearing gold and like tacky stuff. I do appreciate, like, this is the other thing about being a guy where we're so hypocritical. Like, it's like we make no effort, but I love when girls make I love that girls just dress up. I appreciate it. It's so good. We don't appreciate it as guys. It's like an hour every day. And like some people are saying that less and less women are doing it because like who the fuck has time? And they're just kind of like, fuck you. I don't have to do it. But no, listen, we appreciate it here at the Church of Loving Kindness, my congregation. We love that y'all are putting in an effort, dressing up. You know why? Because I'm going out. I want to look good. It's great. I feel like it's a big problem with guys. Like we just stop trying and then it gets too sloppy almost.
Yeah, Birkenstocks and socks.
Birkenstocks and socks, yo. It is. I've seen a bunch of people rip Canada for that. Even people from England come and they're like how are any of you guys getting laid? No effort.
If people from England are commenting on your style, you know you've done something wrong.
Wow. What you don't like the style, or do you think they're late? Because Canada, it's like we're just kind of chill. Like it's like people are just wearing like hoodies and shit. Like nobody.
Yeah,
it's not like real. Just
the hats is always either a toque or a baseball hat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Europe, including England, I find is like they've always been wearing tight jeans and like the hair. Like British guys, their hair is always something big. And then they're still weird. I remember my cousin came from England. The guy was sexy, 6'2", hot, big hair, and always dressed up tight. And we were out, and I just started talking to some girl or whatever. And then he said he wanted to leave. He's like, "Oh no white chicks would go for a packy like me." And I'm like, "Are you stupid? With you're so sexy." It was like that swinger scene where I'm like, you're like a bear with all this and you're scared of these bunny. Like they'll love you. You're crazy. But they almost like, it's like, what are you dressing up for then? Mm-hmm. Like, guy, you spend 2 hours getting ready. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to say, well, I'm just, it's like, no, dude, now you're fucking sexy. Let's go. We got to go. I had to give him like a pump up talk to get him out.
Oh my God. I hope he wasn't scared anymore after that.
Yeah. But do you find but you're saying England, you don't like the style, or do you think
of course there's so many great fashion brands that came out of England and London and stuff like that, but overall I'm married into a British family. My father-in-law is from England and he's an amazing man. I love him so much, very sweet, but it's just they don't care about aesthetics at all. Speaking not just about clothing, it's about house, about anything. It's just they are so nonchalant about it.
Right.
It's my husband could, I don't know. I don't know. Like there could be a hole in the wall. He won't care as long as he has a dock to sit on.
Yeah. No, I feel like there is that functionality. And then with guys, it could just turn into like, okay, well, I haven't left the house since. I know some guys that do that. They just don't leave the house. They just start getting like, if they don't get married by a certain age, you do start getting silly. And then they start sending me videos of like right-wing theories or like feminism's going too far, stuff like that. Like they're getting bitter. They haven't gone out and talked to anyone in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And it's actually like a big issue with guys. Porn is a big issue, but also like, people are saying that statistically, like men are not, they say showing up, like they're not finishing university and then they're not trying to do anything cool. Like they're just kind of like, all right, well, I pay my bills. I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to go on any parties, adventures, make $1 million. Like it's just like tougher now. I don't know. I mean, this is what I'm hearing out in the culture, but it's good to hear that.
Continue. Sorry.
No, that's a lot that you're saying that like people are kind of making an effort. I mean, it seems like Europe, they do make an effort, like at least with fashion, like they're like outgoing and stuff like that.
It's really big part of our life. Like we would die without Zara.
Right.
But Hassan says, I like this foreigners try too hard for others. We do. This country would be lost without us.
Yes. It's like, you know what it is? It's like we're dressing up and shit because we're like, whole community talking, whole community. They say, oh, it's poor. Like my parents would say that too. Like if it were silver, even my car, I have a small car. My parents are like, get Mercedes.
Yeah. Is it a car at all if it's not Mercedes or BMW?
Yeah. They're like, get luxury. Look stupid.
You can get away with the Audi.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? They're like, when you drive in, then people will think you're famous and rich. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's okay. But yeah, it's true. I guess it is like a lot of it is just different shades of like, I got to impress everyone. I got to like show everyone how much money I have.
Mhm.
Cool, yeah.
And in Canada, people are not so obsessed with that, which I really like about Canada.
Yeah, I actually find that very nice. That like they almost have a no judgment mentality. I remember before my dad passed away, we were talking about how like white Canadians are like Buddhist because they're like so detached, non-judgmental, whatever. And then India, they're like strict Christians. Like they're like strict about sex, even though the religion's not really strict about sex. But brown people are like so strict about sex, so obsessed with like I got to make money and I got to impress other people. You know what I'm saying? But that is a nice side over here. Like even when I was driving Uber and I drive all these white people, ripped jeans, flip flops to Ossington. When my friends ask me to go out, I'm like, where do you want to go, dude? If I go to this brown jam, I step on a guy. If I hit a guy's shoe, we have to get into a fight. We went partying at Sneaky D's. I spilled a drink on a guy's shoe. His girlfriend made him buy me a drink. I said, I'm partying with white people, and that's it. I can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Yov. Let's tell people about the show and wrap it up. But this six sketches, though. I love the sketches on your Instagram. Make sure everyone you check out the Instagram. Hold on.
I'm going back on it now after this.
Well,
I have to see what's up with Culture Shock Shawarma. The guy
right.
like, why are you not responding?
I was saying, like, how are they going to make it a shocker? Or they haven't told you yet? I guess we got to get shocked.
They haven't told me anything, so I have to talk to the guy. This was literally idea from, as I said, 2 a.m. last night. But
Amazing.
I just think maybe he can make like some kind of variation of something not too spicy.
Right.
Because in Balkans, we don't really eat much spicy food. I told him it's really important that is, easy to eat in the comedy bar. That is something you can just transfer, which is great for shawarma,
You know what's hot right now? Just making everything into a butter chicken. Butter chicken shawarma. Done. You just butter chicken it. It's not even spicy anymore. It's like sweet now.
I love butter chicken. That's my favorite Canadian food.
Of course. Back to white again. I'm just kidding. Great show. Great. Yo, thanks for coming on, though. This is great.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun to talk about all of this, and it was a nice warm up for our show.
Yeah. May 5th. I got some rippers for May 5th for like the culture. And you're saying like it's always packed with people who are like different cultures coming in.
Yes, different cultures coming in, and so
they're like, do me. Yeah, do Chinese people. Come on, do it. It's like, I don't know. What's that?
No, we will have this time. I'm really looking forward to see Hisham Kelati. He's really funny, and he was one of the new faces of comedy for JFL.
Wow, Hisham Kelati. Great guy. He's going to be on the show soon, Demi. He's going to be on the show. Sorry to talk over you. Hisham Kelati. We love Hisham Kelati. God is great. Hisham.
So he's going to be on the show. It's really going to be very fun. And I always make sure to have some gifts for my audience. So make sure to come.
Wow.
Last time I gave away Balkan basket, which was laundry basket because
amazing.
You like to keep it clean. And then I stuffed it with like Croatian chocolates and stuff like that, some spices. So this time we will see, Fiona O'Brien, Irish comedian.
Yep.
So she will be co-producing the show with me from now on. It's really a lot to take on. I did it twice on my own with the help of my friend who is not from comedy community. So it's really hard. And you are basically in charge of 100 people if that room is full,
Yeah. No, Fiona O'Brien's a good producer partner too. I've done a bunch of shows with Fiona O'Brien. She's hilarious. She's like cool. She's tough. Like you kind of want someone like her there, like her, Tamara or something, because if you produce a show with a bunch of softy people, they'll be like, someone's mad. What do I do? It's like, no, you need Fiona O'Brien to be like, get the fuck out. Like she'll just yell at people.
She has like amazing mom energy.
Yeah. She's so offended that you said that, by the way. I'm going to send this to her. I'm going to be like, yo, you have amazing mom energy. She's going to be like, fuck
Oh,
you,
sorry,
Demi.
Leslie.
I'm not
It's
working
not
with you.
girls only. This one. This
No,
show
it's not.
won't be. It
I'm on
won't be.
it.
It will be all kinds of comedians. There will be 6 of us. Yeah,
I'm on it.
people
Hisham's
are
on it too.
guys.
Hisham Khaledi's the dude too. He's on May 5th, Hisham?
Yeah, he's on May 5th.
Fun. You guys are going to love Hisham Khaledi. So funny.
And there will
And-
be Crystal Ferreira. She's from India. She was born there. She's super nice and very funny too.
Crystal's great. I've done so many shows with her. So this is going to be a ripper show, May 5th. Everyone get your tickets.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Shawarma, Culture Shock Shawarma's going to be in the audience.
Yeah, oh my God. I gotta go and talk to that dude now.
Butter chicken shawarma's sick, yo. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
And maybe he can make them somewhat Mediterranean because of the Balkan.
Yeah, listen. Hey, just say it's butter chicken shawarma. Honestly, that'll get the people in and then be like, sorry, guys, ran out of butter chicken sauce. Don't worry. Are you selling these shawarmas? Or you're just hooking them up?
I'm just gonna hook them up. So
Wow.
he's gonna be selling them.
Amazing. Gifts, food. Hassan Ali saying,
Hassan
see
is
you there.
coming. Yeah, Hassan.
That would be so sick. Yeah, come, yo. That's gonna be so fun. Honestly, that's gonna be a ripper show at Comedy Bar too, and they're just reopening. Everyone, make sure you buy the tickets, support the show. This link is in the description. Thanks again, yo. Appreciate it. So fun.
Thank you, Amish.
Dun, dun, dun. That is our show, people. Tomorrow I gotta unbox this. But yo, shout out to Demi. Demi, honestly, I've been to like a bunch of her shows. They're always packed, always a ripper party. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And that's May 5th. There's a link to the tickets in the description. Jason is famous. Thanks for coming. Who do we got? Ocho Cinco is here. Thanks for coming. Hasser Ali. Gonna come to the show. Hasser, you said it. Let's move it. Let's go. Please, Morton. This song's getting me hyped too. I love this song. Ocho Cinco, Yahubi is here. So many people. Roberto Blake came in. Roberto, thanks for coming. Mr. Q, I'm not gonna fall for it. Still haven't fallen for it. Please, Morton is here. Regular. Didier. Didier's such a silly name, but I like it. No, it's a good name. Good job. Yo, everyone, thanks for coming. You're loved. And then tomorrow, like I said, we're gonna unbox this. Sign up for Cult Rehab. Sign up for Cult Rehab. There it is right there. Make sure you sign up for Cult Rehab. Honestly, the best advertisement I could ever give for Cult Rehab. The best advertisement I could ever really give for Cult Rehab. Honestly. There it is, people. There it is. Sign up. You know, make sure you support it. That's from our good friend Natalie Grand. She was on the show. That video is going to get a ton of hits, by the way. Make sure you check it out. Do your homework. Because I know a lot of people here, you came in because of CoffeeZilla. You get scammed a lot, don't you? You get scammed a lot, don't you? Happy you think you're doing the scam, and you're getting scammed too half the time. You call in, we're like, wait a minute. You think you're running a scam, you're actually getting scammed. It happens a lot. Neil, also, why not unbox today, Amish? Honestly, because I don't want to overshadow. We had a guest, Neil. We don't want to overshadow it. So let's do it tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to unbox. And then tomorrow we got to go over Johnny Depp clips. It is a lot of karmas to be done. Lot of karmas to be done for the community. We have to talk about Johnny Depp tomorrow. Yes. Come in with your notes prepared. Send links to videos to me. ART says, sup, sexy man. Thank you. We had a couple of donos today. Thank you. You are loved. God is great. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to do that. We got to cover all the Johnny Depp stuff. And then I will maybe have to gloat a little bit about the fact that CNN Plus out of business. Obama's Spotify channel canceled. Drip is here. Drip actually makes money. I can't believe it sometimes. I mean, there's like 14 people here. God is great. Love you. You're all here, and that's beautiful. I mean, this could just be like $1 million channel, just kicking it like this. There's no reason why not, especially if we do the focus on cults. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, make sure you sign up for Cult Rehab. come in, check that out. We've got a lot of live streams, a lot of live shows in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you come out to those, be part of the culture, be part of the community. Thanks again for coming. You are loved.